that UAP are real phenomena with remarkable observables.
The EEF Sigma 2 is gathering different experts from different domains: medicine, aeronautic engineering, propulsion, pilots. The spectrum is very broad.
I will be talking about why we should be searching for fast flashes from potential alien artifacts near the Earth.
This is a picture taken with Alpes d'Haute Provence Farfadet station of very huge sprite.
We have developed and launched the Sonate 1 satellite in 2019 and some weeks ago now Sonate 2 satellites in 2024.
The Jazzy case is an interesting model of data crossing. Indeed, it has been possible in real time to compare the visual observations of an UAP by pilots in flight with the radar detection situation as perceived by the air traffic controller.
This slide depicts the analysis methodology I developed for analyzing UAP signatures. Starting on the left, I used a funnel model as my approach. I gathered all signatures and organized those signatures into 5 profile groups. On the right, we see the 5 profile groups. I attempted to place signatures with common characteristics into the specified profile group.
It didn't turn off its center of axis. It's actually pivoted from the side of the object and then moved off vertically, which is totally non-aerodynamic, but that's what the policeman described.
Every country on the planet needs to be concerned about a phenomenon that's not necessarily new, but it's been around for a very, very long time.
And because of my connections in Petrobras, I had access to government documents, Brazilian government documents, about UFOs involving cases in indigenous tribes. We are talking about machines, sometimes cylindrical and spherical in different shapes and sizes, that descends into the ground, the level of the ground, without no noise, in a blink of an eye, and shot light beams in indigenous people in the middle of Amazon.
The situation in the Netherlands is really interesting because you have, for example, the Ministry of Infrastructure and Water, which is responsible for aviation safety, meeting with them, and they are really open to the topic of UAP.
We know that most countries have worked on that, except that most of the time it was confidential.
Weapon system failure. Radio interference penetrates through the structure, what we call in electromagnetic compatibility backdoor.
And we zoomed in on the red circle to perform chemical analysis on different points.
Interestingly, with the increase in nighttime public approaches, we see a cluster of incidents during 1970 to 1974.
If you're attending this conference, you're well aware of the significant resistance from governments and society in general in acknowledging UAPs, which poses a lot of challenges, particularly in the aviation sector. This has numerous adverse consequences. First and foremost, the human impact. The lack of official recognition has stymied the development of formal reporting and safety protocols, leaving pilots to navigate these encounters without support.
The first one was located in the north of Paris, in a small village. It was during the summer 1990. And on July 1980, the CEPRA, which was the former name of Japan, was informed via media of the discovery of a large crater that appeared in the field. The diameter of the crater was 40 meters wide.
When UFOs approach cows, their algorithms are at a slightly different frequency. And so if you're inducing currents at the wrong frequency, it's not clear what that's going to do to a cow's brain.
To search for what we could call scientific breakthrough, the experimental approach and the theoretical one. And based on these approaches, a number of steps have been studied by Sigma 2.
This is actually a shape reconstruction done by the Battelle Institute, which, remember, is also filtered data. They looked for what they considered to be the true reports of unknowns.
Some words about my what I saw the 5th of November 1990. I was the pilot of a C-160 Transal, a transport aircraft. I was on the left seat, therefore at the controls. and my observation of UAP lasted less than 3 minutes. We observed traffic at 11:30, like a very, very large Boeing 747 taking off right in front of us. But there was no point of turning right because we immediately saw that he flew on our left. We asked the air traffic controller of Orleans Airport Base what this traffic is doing here, but he didn't see anything on his radar.
During that time, I had witnessed personally approximately 7 lights off the port bow of the USS Princeton.
We saw at the moment 2 big lights with a very high intensity.
Anyway, I'm continuing towards this thing. I'm using binoculars to look at the object, so I got a very good close-up view of it. And it appeared to be about a 15:1 sort of aspect ratio, 15 long and 1 high, very sharp pointed ends. And around 2/3 the way along this, if you can call it a fuselage, we don't know, there was a dark band at an angle.
We will be calling for the establishment of a dedicated UAP department within the government, among other things. We have already received participation from legislators from across party lines.